Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 197. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 28th of October 2015, beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Superman number 45. After having his secret identity exposed, Superman vowed to bring to justice anyone who hurt those close to him, but when a villain calls his bluff, how far will the Man of Steel go? Alright, at the request of a particular nerd, thanks Brandon, I'm going to share my thoughts on the first 5 this week rather than the usual creator quotes. I tried to do this occasionally, but fear that too often would become redundant or repetitious, as there's only so many different ways that I can tell you why I like some of my favorite books. Let me know what you think though, as I always appreciate your feedback. Now in the case of Superman, given the current state of the book, I'll tell you this. While I don't like change for change's sake, I do like what they've been exploring recently, not only with his identity revealed, but also with his significant reduction in power. This has done more than just humanize him, it's given us a chance to explore his principles. Is Clark a heroic character because of his strength, or is he a hero because of the strength of his character? This storyline has given us the opportunity to see not what he can do, but why he does it. Not because of his abilities, but now despite his lack of them. At number 2, we have Spider-Man 2099 number 2, 2099 on your calendars, number 1 in your hearts. With a job at Parker Industries, a stable relationship, and uncertain of what impact his actions will have on the future, Miguel O'Hara has decided that it's time to hang up the webs and retire from being Spider-Man. But when a dangerous new threat appears and puts his new life in jeopardy, he's got no choice but to don some new threads and tackle the problem the only way he knows how, head on. By the web-slinging wonders Peter David and Will Sliney, you know him, you love him, this is one explosive Spider title you won't want to miss. Okay, now longtime readers know that I'm a big Peter David fan. I think he has a knack for dialogue that's humorous and stories that are offbeat in a way that makes them relatable regardless of their occurring in a world of superpowered costume characters. His runs on Hulk, Young Justice, She-Hulk, and X-Factor are impressive, but let's focus on Spider-Man 2099. As the original creator of the character, David has had an opportunity here to do things he couldn't do in those other titles, whether it's the world building that he did so masterfully, complete with its own culture and slang, or the character development that has provided such a strong personality and established and distinguished Miguel within the ever-expansing Marvel Universe. Obviously, I'm not suggesting he wasn't able to do this elsewhere. He's certainly very creative in those other titles as well, but I believe with Spider-Man 2099 he's been able to take it to another level. The current storyline gives us a look at a time-displaced Miguel in the present, providing an opportunity for a fish-out-of-water experience along with the corresponding comedic observations. This juxtaposition demonstrates the strength of the original cultural construction through its contrast with the rest of the Marvel U. At number 3, we've got Chewbacca number 2 of 5. Known as the skilled co-pilot of the infamous Millennium Falcon, the legendary Wookiee warrior Chewbacca will star in his very own limited comic series. After the Battle of Yavin, Chewbacca is on his own when he crash lands his ship on an Imperial-occupied planet. Now stranded, Chewie finds himself caught in the middle of trying to return to the rebellion and helping a young and feisty girl in need. Writer Jerry Dugan and artist Phil Noto bring us a never-before-seen tale of the heroic Wookiee we all know and love. Alright, now I'm going to have to admit bias here. I love Star Wars and particularly love Star Wars comics and specifically have a love for the original Marvel Star Wars comics. They're the books that sparked my initial interest in comics, and I was the right age at the right time for those comics to engage me and absorb me into that place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I remember reading the original film adaptation, and then when issue number 7 came out and there was a story beyond the movie, I was sold. All in, completely hooked, and that was the start of what some have called an obsession with comics that has endured to this day, as demonstrated by these videos, as well as a storage unit with over 250 long boxes. So it's no surprise that I was excited when Marvel got Star Wars back, and while I enjoyed the Dark Horse comics, especially the last Star Wars run by Brian Wood, which was actually reminiscent of those early Star Wars comics, I really liked the new books from Marvel. Both the Star Wars and Darth Vader series have been nailing the feel of the original film and telling a seamless story from very different points of view. Additionally, the ancillary limiteds that have come out, like Princess Leia and Lando, have been complementary to those stories, and Chewbacca is another successful addition to this rich world, galaxy. At number 4, we've got Justice League Darkseid War Batman number 1. As the Darkseid War rages on, Batman's role in Gotham City and the world alters drastically as he's forced to accept his new role as a god of knowledge. For me, I like the way the Darkseid War has been presented. While it still feels like an event, it has been a self-contained story and limited to within the pages of Justice League, but no longer is it's now exploding into a number of supplementary issues exploring the impact of these dramatic character changes. Now, if absolute power corrupts absolutely, what does absolute knowledge do? Batman, who's the ultimate detective and all too human member of the Justice League, now faces that challenge. What will he do? What will it do to him? And how will it impact his relationship with the rest of the team? Also, while I'm enjoying this tangent that's occurring in the rest of the Bat books with the aftermath of Endgame and the replacement Batman, and while I'm usually a fan of continuity and a cohesive shared universe, I'll admit that it's nice to have a book that still has the Batman that we're familiar with. Or at least, we were. At number 5, we've got New Suicide Squad number 13. A brand new story begins. Task Force X tries to pick up the pieces after their harrowing mission against the League, and more questions are raised about the enigmatic Vic Sage. Okay, so they say that every villain is the hero of their own story, and this series demonstrates that heroic potential. Seeing the story from their point of view allows us to engage with them in a way that provides a change of perspective on the roles they play. While these are not necessarily redemption stories, and these certainly are not heroes per se, we can see their struggles and understand their motivations and frustrations as we sympathize with their circumstances and relate to their challenges. Also, seeing the team dynamic of a group of villains plays out somewhat differently than the usual team of heroes we are more accustomed to. And it appears that the enemy of your enemy is not necessarily your friend, as the villain of the villains is also still a villain. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got The Flash number 45, Assault on Central City. Professor Zoom's attack against the Flash turns personal as Zoom's team targets the Central City Police Department. Barry Allen's closest friends are drawn into the battle, and he'll need the help of some unlikely allies to prevent the destruction of all he holds dear. At number 7, we've got Angela, Queen of Hel number 1. Hel hath a new fury. Stolen from Asgard, exiled from heaven, and robbed of Sarah, her greatest companion, Angela plunges into the depths of blackest hell to save her friend, and once there, the lost princess of Asgard will carve out a realm of her very own. All hail Angela, the new Queen of Hel. At number 8, we've got Art Ops number 1. In this new series by Sean Simon, co-writer of The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys, and legendary artist Michael Allred, art not only imitates life, it becomes it. When rogue figures from famous works of art come to life and escape their frames, it's up to Reggie Riot and the agents of art operatives to track them down before they wreak havoc on the unsuspecting public. But Reggie has secrets of his own that may affect his ability to interact with these living works of art, and he wants no part in the agency his mother ran before him. Pop culture will never be the same. At number 9, we've got Black Magick number 1. The Hammer Falls this Halloween. From New York Times bestselling and Eisner Award-winning writer Greg Rucka and superstar artist Nicholas Scott, Detective Rowan Black works robbery homicide from the Portsmouth PD, but her greatest mystery is the truth about herself, both who she has been and who she will become. Yet there are others in Rowan's world with very long memories, and the power that one person holds, another will always covet. Plus, each issue also features an all-new work of original fiction by Greg Rucka, a new gothic noir ongoing series about legacy, destiny, redemption, and the price of magic. At number 10, we've got Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1. Hidden deep beneath Area 13 lies the clandestine headquarters of Stake, a top-secret division of S.H.I.E.L.D., housing aliens, mythical beasts, and all manner of extra-normal entities. Under the command of legendary soldier Dum Dum Dugan, these monsters step out of the shadows and defend the world against supernatural threats too dangerous for normal men as the all-new, all-different Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Batgirl number 45. As Barbara's friends gather for a major celebration, a familiar face from her past returns. Next, we've got Batman and Robin Eternal number 4, with the same solicit as previously. It's here at last, the sequel to the blockbuster weekly series Batman Eternal. 5 years ago, Batman and Robin worked the most disturbing case of their crime-fighting careers, bringing down the organization of the ultimate human trafficker, the mysterious woman known only as Mother. At the time, Dick Grayson never quite understood the scope of that case, but now its darkest secrets are coming back to haunt him and everyone else who ever worked with Batman. With Bruce Wayne now lost to them, Dick and all his allies are out in the cold. Who can they trust? Is someone among them not who they say they are? And who is the deadly silent young woman in black who's come to Gotham City looking for Batman? Prepare yourself for 6 months of international intrigue, twists and turns, and new additions to the world of Batman and Robin from showrunners James Tynion IV and Scott Snyder and writers Tim Seeley, Steve Orlando, Genevieve Valentine, Ed Brisson, Jackson Lansing, and Colin Kelly. We've also got Cyborg number 4. The secret of the Tech Breakers is revealed as Cyborg forms a shaky alliance with the enemy that once killed him. But what choice does he have if he's going to stop the cybernetic terror of the Technosapiens? Next we have Robin, son of Batman number 5. Damian, Maya, and Goliath are attacked by the mysterious faction known only as the Loon Darga and dragged deep inside the earth where they find Talia al Ghul. How will Damian face the mother who betrayed him? And we have We Are Robin number 5. Some of the Robins are ready to return to the streets, but others aren't putting the R back on until they know who's pulling the strings behind the nest. Meanwhile, a new player takes interest in the Robins. Will they all be united or pulled apart forever? From Marvel Comics, we've got Captain America Sam Wilson number 2. When Steve Rogers was restored to his natural age, he chose one of his closest and most trusted allies to take up his shield. Now Sam Wilson, formerly the Avenger known as Falcon, carries on the fight for liberty and justice as the all-new, all-different Captain America. Next we have House of M number 4. Will our heroes triumph against Namor and his Atlantean army? Will Magneto rule supreme as he once did? Or will House Magnus fall like so much rubble that was once their Genoshan palace? We've also got New Avengers number 2. Everything is new. In the wake of Secret Wars, the old order changeth, and Bobby DaCosta's Sunspot is just the man that changeth it. Welcome to Avengers Idea Mechanics, a super scientific global rescue squad of tomorrow's heroes today. America doesn't want them, S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't know what to do with them, but Earth might not survive without the new Avengers. Next we have Secret Wars Official Handbook of the Marvel Multiverse number 1. Worlds are colliding, both on Battleworld and in the Secret Wars Official Guide to the Marvel Multiverse number 1. A collection of all new profiles. Journey through Marvel's multiverse, Old Man Logan, The Ultimate Universe's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, The Age of Ultron, Weird World, The Spider-Verse event, The Age of Apocalypse's Nightcrawler, plus profiles of the characters and events at the core of the Secret Wars, The Incursions of Earth, Namor's Cabal, The Future Foundation Kids, and more. Also featuring key participants in previous Secret Wars, Volcana, Marsha Rosenberg, Thunderball, Elliot Franklin, The Healer Saji, The Dark Elf Curse, original Battleworld refugee Puff the Dragon, and the Secret Wars 2 event itself. And because we love you, the Pet Avengers Throg, Lady Deadpool, Teen Hulk, and Obnoxio the Clown? And we've got What If Infinity Dark Reign number 1 one-shot. What if Norman Osborn had the Infinity Gauntlet? Dark Reign returns as the Green Goblin gets his hands on the most dangerous item in the Marvel Universe. No one is safe. From Image Comics, we've got Chew number 51. Hey, remember when DC did 1 year later and it was the greatest, most creative, and most revolutionary thing in comics ever? We thought long and hard about how we could do something that awesome, and we came up with something twice as amazing. That's right, 2 years later. Next, we've got Revival number 34, an excellent jumping-on point issue focusing on Dana Cypress, sister, daughter, mother, and revenge-seeking cop with blood on her hands. We've also got Savage Dragon number 208 in Final Battle. And we have They're Not Like Us number 9, The Party Line. From Valiant Entertainment, we have Book of Death number 404. An evil geomancer has torn the world asunder. The dark puppet master pulling the strings has been unmasked, and the Valiant universe as we know it is being torn apart. The end is here. Now, not even the combined might of the Valiant's best and brightest can avert the coming apocalypse, not without a sacrifice, that is. Who will pay the ultimate price to avoid the Armageddon promised in the pages of the Book of the Geomancer? And how will it irrevocably change the course of Valiant Universe? All the answers are here in the climactic final chapter by longtime Valiant scribe Robert Venditti and comics' hottest rising star Robert Gill. So let it be written, so let it be done. And we've got Book of Death Legends of the Geomancer number 404. Annie's final trial lays everything on the line, and the violent transformation it creates will determine the shape of the Valiant universe forever. Annie, the first Geomancer, has lived countless centuries and shepherded the Earth and her people through upheaval and disaster. Now, generations upon generations later, she finally begins the twilight of her life. The secrets of the Geomancer will not die with Annie, and the Earth must not be left without her warrior. Out in trades this week, we've got Nova Volume 6 Homecoming trade paperback. When the newest Nova needs help with his busted helmet, he turns to Doc Green, the Incredible Hulk. But their quest soon takes them halfway across the universe and puts them in danger that even the Hulk can't punch his way out of. Then Nova joins the X-Men and Guardians of the Galaxy for an epic adventure. With the Black Vortex in his possession, Sam must run for his life. But even when he returns to Earth, cosmic problems follow him, and his next challenge will test him more than any adventure has before. The entire world is under the gun, and it's up to Nova and his friends, Beta Ray Bill, Doc Green, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Cosmo, to save the planet. You won't believe how it all ends. Collecting Nova Annual number 1 and Nova number 28 through 31. And we've got Silk Volume 0, The Life and Times of Cindy Moon trade paperback. Cindy Moon exploded into the Marvel Universe when we learned she was bitten by the same radioactive spider that empowered Spider-Man. She then went on to save Peter Parker's life more than once and traverse the Spider-Verse. Now as Silk, Cindy is on her own in New York City, searching for her past, defining her own future, and webbing up wrongdoers along the way. But she's about to cross the Black Cat's path, and that's not good news for her. Silk has been picking at the edges of Black Cat's operation, and Felicia Hardy has had about enough. Felicia gets the drop on Cindy, and Silk hits rock bottom. Can even a team up with Spider-Man save the day? Plus a date with Johnny Storm. Secrets of Silk's past revealed. Will Cindy Moon ever find her family? Collecting Silk number 1 through 7. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers. You can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. You can also now find He's Got Issues on eBay at he'sgotissues.com/eBay for great deals on comics, trades, and superhero and pop culture merchandise with free shipping in the United States. And of course, you can still find me on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram to see everything I'm reading as I read it. There's links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.